Hey, how you doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another movie reviews. This time I'm reviewing Torque. And what Torque is about this guy named Ford, and he had to go away to Thailand for 6 months because this guy named Henry James planted meth in these bikes that he had Ford watching to set Ford up so he can get away with drugs and make $250,000 off the drugs and have Ford take the blame for it. So Ford goes to Thailand and he comes back and he meets up with his ex-girlfriend named Shane, and she don't want to have nothing to do with him because the feds came in and busted her shop to try to find these drugs, and they couldn't find them. And now that Ford's back, Henry James and his crews, the Hellions, are after him to try to find their bikes, and the Reapers are after him too because during the movie, the president of the Reapers, who's played by Ice Cube, his little brother gets killed by one of the Hellions, and the Hellions set Ford up to take the blame for it, so the Reapers will go after Ford. So they're going after Ford throughout the whole movie, and they're chasing after Ford. So Ford's running away from the Reapers, the Hellions, and the cops, and all of them trying to find Ford because all this is happening. So the news goes out and puts Ford's picture out for everybody to see, because everybody thinks Ford killed Ice Cube's little brother in this movie. And what happens is Ford and them go out on the run, and they're trying to make it back to L.A. so Ford can show that Henry James is the one to own the bike that Trey's little brother, Ice Cube's character is named Trey, little brother Junior, got killed with. So Henry James could go to jail for Junior's murder. So Ford's trying to get back to L.A. and the Reapers are after him, so Ford and them go through the Palms to try to get away from the Reapers, but the Reapers come in and chase after him, and it just comes down to Ford and Ice Cube's character Trey, and Trey's chasing after Ford, and they come up to this train, and Ford ramps up on a crane and lands on top of the train, and so does Trey coming in after Ford, and Ford gets away and gets off the train. He has to get in front of the train because there's a bridge coming, and then Trey ramps off the train and following in after Ford, and Ford gets off the tracks. When the bridge ends, Trey tries the same thing, but his tire blows out because he hits a metal spike in the rails, and he's stuck on the train tracks. So Ford comes and helps Trey and pulls Trey off the train tracks before the train runs over Trey's bike and explodes. So after this, Ford gets away, and they meet up at this gas station, and they got to try to get to L.A. without getting caught. So they hitch a ride in the back of this NASCAR racer's truck, and they're driving through all these roadblocks, and the federal agent that's after Ford comes to the gas station and asks to see the security cameras to try to find Ford, and they see Ford and them get in the back of that truck. So Ford and them go through this first roadblock, and they get through that, and it comes daylight, and they're in L.A. now, and the federal agent has the cops stop the truck, and Ford and Shane, his girlfriend, gets into the NASCAR and ramp off the trailer and drive through the interstate of L.A. And Ford and his friends are behind them and trying to get away from the cops and the Reapers, and Ford has to switch places with one of his friends, has to take his friend's bike. Of course, Ford lost his bike whenever he was trying to get away from Trey in front of the train, and Ford takes his bike, and Trey's right behind him again, and they wreck and wind up fighting, and Ford tells Trey that he didn't kill Junior, and all Trey was trying to do was to talk to Ford to try to figure out what was really going on, but Ford didn't know that at the time. And Ford tells him what happens, and Ford and Trey go to Shane's shop where the bikes that got the crystal meth in it is at, and they call the feds and tell them to meet them at the shop whenever Henry James shows up. And the feds wind up showing up early. And what we find out is the Fed that's been after Ford is in partnership with Henry James, and him and Henry James just set this whole thing up. And the Fed shoots his partner and is about to shoot Ford and Trey, and Henry James shows up and and they're about to do some stuff to Shane that I ain't gonna talk about. And then the Fed's partner wakes up because she had a bulletproof vest and starts shooting at the crooked cop. And Ford and Henry James gets on one of the bikes that had the meth on it and gets out of there. And this bike has NOS in it. And Henry James gets on, not Henry James, Ford gets on this crotch rocket that has a jet engine on it, and it goes to 0 to 200 in like 10 seconds. And he chases in after Henry James, and they're going through LA, and it's a CGI scene. That's the only way they could do this, so they was going over 200 miles per hour through the LA streets. And Henry James shoots at Ford and hits his gas tank, and then shoots at the ground, and the gas starts to catch up on fire, and it's following Ford everywhere he goes. And Ford wrecks into Henry James and jumps off, and both the bikes explode, and Ford lands on the ground and almost gets run over by a bus, but the bus stops the time. And after this, Ford tells the partner of the crooked cop that to find out who killed Junior is to set up the bike, put the bike chain and the sprocket together, and it would show that was Henry James. And after the end of the movie, Ford's clear of the charges, and they go down to Mexico. If y'all ever watched Torque, what did y'all like about Torque? And as always, it's Preacher Man. I'll be signing out. Guys, Jesus Awesome, and y'all be looking for Born to Ride, because I'm gonna be reviewing that next. As always, Preacher Man. I'll be signing out. Guys, Jesus Awesome.